Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is SITI ARIFAH binti Abdul Halim.
Today? I thought we had more time. She's going to blow this, isn't she?
I think so. Hey, we've been renovating, moving everything around, which is why your books are down there and out of order.
Don't worry about it.
I'm Joanna. I'm Margaret's new assistant. I'm such a huge fan of yours.
That's very sweet of you.
Really nice to meet you.
Judy, how lovely to see you. Come into my office.
Good.
Wait. So.
Joanna, why don't you answer your phone? There's someone at the reception who wants to see you.
Me?
Are you Joanna Rakoff?
Yes.
Is that your real name? Because it's so ridiculous, it sounds fake. You have no right to keep my letter from J.D. Salinger.
I'm sorry. Who are you?
Because of you, I'm going to fail English.
Is everything all right here?
No.
Yes.
No.
Why don't we go downstairs and get a coffee, okay?
Joanna?
Aren't you supposed to be in school?
Who do you think you are?
It's my job here to answer Jerry's mail.
Oh, it's Jerry to you. Is he your sugar daddy?
No, I've never even met him, okay? Mr. Salinger does not want to receive his mail.
So instead, you lecture me like you're my mother.
You're right, okay? I'm sorry. I apologize. Your letter was different, and I thought you deserved a real response instead of our, I'm sorry, we cannot pass along your kind note bullshit. So I wrote you something more personal.
What makes you think your advice is better than some bullshit response? I'm going to summer school. So thanks a lot, Miss Rakoff.
For the synopsis of My Salinger Year is about the story that takes in the 1980s in the New York. It's related to the life journey of graduate named as Joanna, and her dream is to be a writer. Joanna was hired as Margaret's assistant and was of the J.D. Salinger about the literary agents. So the Margaret was detectives in their organization, and mostly the typewriters will be used in this office. Joanna's main job is to process all the email from the Salinger fans, but she became the reluctant to send the agency standard response letter that have been impersonal and impulsive. Joanna's honesty in the working began to the criticized, and she have responded personally. The result was funny when the Joanna used the great voice of writer and began to discover her own voice. First, for the abuse of trust, we can see here in this scene that this issue occurred when the Joanna abused to be the trust given. As the scope of the work, she is very only a assistant to Margaret, but Joanna wants to know more and about the conversation between Judy and Margaret through the eavesdropping conversation. So when they in the conversation, Joanna should know that Jerry and Judy was not cooperated in the discussion. In this conclusion, I can conclude that Joanna should not be a busybody with another employer's or employee privacy, because she also must to be the educated person when it's not to involve of privacy and the personal matter with the job. Number 2, authoritarianism. This authoritarianism is issue that is very related to the Margaret. We can see here that Margaret is very detectors of their words on their organization. Margaret was asked the Joanna to come out from her room with the ice signal and stipulate that Joanna is only an assistant who must obey in all the every instruction given. For this conclusion, I can conclude that Joanna should not be interpreted with the discussion of the employee. Joanna also should be known as a respectful employee towards the Margaret direction, but Margaret should not be too real detector or be a realistic detector. Margaret should be a professional with a more effective and better in scope of the work in the organization. The last issue is about the verbal abuse. We can see here, this scene shows that the verbal abuse will be used by the Joanna in a inappropriate of the less civilized word with the people that more younger than her. Joanna has also denied that every letter from the Jerry, or known as the JD Salinger, needs to be answered because it is a very important message that's conveyed must be the correct delivery the letter. For this conclusion of this scene, I strongly disagree with the Joanna because this action when she faced the problems that is very difficult to explain, especially for a student. Furthermore, this is because of the scope of her task of work is based on the desire to reply to all Jerry's email, but she cannot changing the content of the letter to be a more real problems solution.